It's time to activate the real Avengers sound effects. Then I'll show you how to record your own SFX. That's what we call sound effects in bits. Let's get started. Now, let's get to it. You know what, guys? I'm just gonna run through a few here, let the lightning hit, you know?
Yeah, that's fine, Monty.
Cool. Let's power up and go. Let's slide into action.
No.
Invent the future. Invent the future. The future? Invent the future.
Still not working.
Never mind. Let's lock the bits and flip the switch.
Genius.
That's the one. You got it? With the super sound effects invention, I'll be able to record my very own sound effects and load it into the sound effects bit. But let's say you don't have the time to create your own super duper sound effects. The sound effects bit comes preloaded with authentic Avengers sound effects. Now to wield the awesome power of sound effects, we must create the circuit. As always, everything starts with the power bit. Then you want to add your accelerometer, which is what you'll use to trigger sound effects with your heroic movements. Then you'll want to add the BLE bit for connectivity, followed by the sound effects bit.
Thank goodness I brought you a wire.
You always carry those with you?
Don't worry about it.
Now, shaking the circuit at this point won't activate any sound effects because we haven't connected to the app yet, as we can see from the blinking BLE bit. We can now attach it to the gauntlet. Now make sure the circuit is securely clipped into the gauntlet base.
From the beginning.
Now slide in the battery and we're ready to add the cover. How did you sing a little bit song? Little bit, yeah. Bet you didn't know I'm a master escape artist. Sarah sure didn't. Sarah. So, we're gonna go ahead and open up the app, and in the superhero voice activity, we'll open up the custom sound control. Here, we'll just follow the BLE connection prompts and we'll have the power of sound effects at our fingertips in no time. Now we can tap the edit button and record our own sound. Recording! Cut to the future after we've recorded a whole bunch of sound effects.
Stop reading the sound directions.
If you guys could just use a clock wipe transition, I'd really appreciate it. Okay, it's the future now.
We went further than we wanted, but don't worry about us because, as promised, we recorded a bunch of awesome sound effects. Once uploaded, I just have to tap this musical note, and I can play my sound effects on the sound effects bit. We're still stuck in the future, so we're just going to continue acting like nothing has changed.
It'll make things easier. While we're here, we're going to show you how the super sound effects invention works to pass the time. The accelerometer detects motion, but to activate my custom sound effect, the accelerometer must detect a motion strong enough to send enough signal to the BLE bit and onto the app.
And when the app receives that signal, the app sends a signal back through the BLE bit and into the sound effects bit, which tells it to play my custom sound.
We're about to take the cool factor from here all the way up to here.
Now just imagine all of the cool things we could do with it if we were back in our own time.
Someday, Sarah. Who knew jump cuts could be so dangerous?
Can we just clock wipe the other way?
Yeah, that didn't work.
Hey everyone! Monty's gone to find civilization. While he's away, I'm going to show you how I have used code to customize and transform my Little Bits inventions. To get started, I can write code on my device and send it to the BLE bit in my circuit. In the app, I'll open the Smart Sounds activity and navigate to the code canvas. When the app asks me to connect to Bluetooth Low Energy, I power on my super sound effects invention and follow the prompts. Great! The app is telling me I'm connected, and the BLE bit is shining green. I'll start in the code canvas. Code blocks live in the code block drawer, and I can drag them out to the canvas. If a block is ever in the way of you and your awesome invention, you can kick that block to the curb by dragging it to the trash can that appears. Blocks need to be attached to the start block to run. I'm using a play sound block that will play a sound when I run my code. Let's smash that run code button to see how the code works. I can also choose a different sound to play, like the takeoff sound. When I run my code, you can hear this new sound play on the sound effects bit. Now that I can play a sound, I might want to control when I play that sound. To do this, I can use a special type of code block called a logic block that runs some code only when a certain condition is met. For example, I can code it to play a sound only when I tilt my gauntlet. To do this, I can add an if-then block around the play sound block. Then I can add another type of block called an input block that takes information from our input bits, like the accelerometer bit, and lets us use that information in our code. If I put the signal from accelerometer is tilt left block into my if-then block, my code will only play the sound if the accelerometer bit is tilting to the left. We use if statements a lot in real life. For example, I might say, if it's raining, bring my umbrella. Otherwise, I won't. One last block that will make this whole thing work is a gray loop block. Loop blocks work just as you'd expect. They run the code that's inside of them on a loop. I'll drag a do forever loop block around all of my code so that my code is constantly checking to see if the accelerometer is tilting to the left. If I don't have the code inside of the loop block, it will only check whether the accelerometer bit is tilting once. Now I'll run my code! Fun fact, I was a dance champ back in my own time. Imagine me tearing it up with the gauntlet. Check it out. Awesome, but this is kind of limited. What if we choose another motion, like shake? Now the sound plays when I shake my gauntlet with my sick dance moves. I lied about being a dance champ, but now it's easy to be the best dancer when there's no one left on Earth.
Great news, Sarah. We're actually not stuck in the future. Everyone just went out to lunch. Also, I grabbed you an egg salad sandwich. I hope that's okay.